This video is brought to you by Vodafone Qatar.
Today, I'm gonna be giving you some ideas for souvenirs that you should buy from Souq Waqif, so you don't act like one of those tourists that don't know what's going on. Assalamu alaikum everyone, it's MR.Q, your friendly neighborhood Qatari here, and it's time for me to share some ideas for souvenirs you might want to take back home, so you can have a little taste of Qatar. So if you've been wandering around Qatar, you might have seen this pattern quite frequently. This is a pattern that we typically have on our sedu, or our cushions or pillows, and it represents Qatar. Sometimes you'll find companies that'll create sedu-based pattern bags that you could take, even little pouches as well. So maybe grab something or even grab a real sedu. So one of the things that I have is a sedu patterned coat. It's pretty cool. You can also find it in Souq Waqif, and it's useful when it gets real cold or you're out in the desert where it's freezing. Number 2 is a qahwa set. I'm sure you've tried qahwa or Arabic coffee, and you can buy packs of those if you wanted to. But what do you put it in? A coffee pot, a qahwa pot. And of course, you can't just have this. You're also gonna need the cups too. Now you could go with something traditional. This one's got the gold tips, because you know you wanna feel all fancy and stuff. Or you might wanna go with something a little bit more modern. Look at that. These are super cute. The most important thing though is to know how to pour. So when you've got your coffee pot, you'll go ahead, pour, and serve. No clink, no serve. Alright, so number 3 is a misbah. You might want to get one of those. So you can find these beads made out of many different materials. The cheaper ones are probably made out of some form of acrylic. The really good ones are made out of amber or amber. And typically, if you rub the two stones together, they release a fragrance. Some people who want to act extra fancy will buy them based out of crystal and then they'll hang them in their car. But if you want the ultimate luxury beads, then probably gonna want these made out of pearls. It's gonna cost you a lot of money though. In fact, in Souq Waqif, there is an old pearl divers store. You'll find it, you won't miss it, and you might find some beads that will be perfect just for you. Now, just to be clear, you won't ever wear these around your neck. I've seen some people try to do this in the souk. No, you don't do that. You hold them in your hand, and then as you are doing your prayers, for example, you'll go bead by bead. This is like the original fidget toy. Forget fidget spinners, it's all about the misbah. Sometimes you'll also just see people walking around just twirling it around. Either way, it's a really awesome gift. Number 4 is a bukhur or oud. Now you'll see you've got some incense in here, loads of different smells, and typically you're gonna wanna buy them in a bag. You'll also wanna buy a container, and I recommend you also get an incense burner. How does it work? You'll go ahead, take your bukhur, put it on top over here, and then you'll burn it. It'll release a smoke, and that smoke you try to waft onto yourself and get the smell to stick to your body. Oh, and here's a quick tip. Don't judge a bukhur unlit. Light it up and then judge it. Gotta be lit. Now, a lot of people, when they travel to Japan, they choose to go and buy like a samurai sword. You know what I say beats that? Boom. So this is a traditional sword, but don't worry, this is also decorative too, so it's not super ultra sharp. Like, don't worry guys, don't worry. So you'll see that with our sword, not only does the sheath itself have these intricate ornate patterns, in this case we've got this leather in the middle, it's bound with this rope, and you might also notice that we have these karakish on the back of our ghitras, but they're typically black, so we do like our little baubles. And you'll see that our sword curves, has 2 benefits. 1, makes cutting easier, but 2, looks good when you're dancing the arba. So those were just some ideas of things you could purchase in Souq Waqif. While you're there, you might want to go ahead and pick up a thobe too. We did a guide on how to get the perfect thobe, or at least a jalabiya, which is like a sleeping gown, super comfortable, made for men and women. Pick one up too, like super cheap, like $3. And if you're interested in taking back a cap, also known as Qatar's heart, then you can go ahead and visit store.iLoveQatar.net. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please don't forget to give us a like. Don't forget to share. And you see that bell over there? I'm gonna go get it. Oh, مع السلامة.